All right, folks, thanks for dropping in. Today we're going to talk about something that is near and dear to everybody's heart, and that's public safety, being safe wherever you go and what you do. But ironically, in the last, I'd say the last, well, for the last several years, but more or less now, probably the last 6 months, you've seen a dramatic increase of violent crime in Durham and shootings and crazy things going on in Durham, North Carolina. So let's talk about Durham, North Carolina, since they always seem to want to put their foot out there first and do unique things. And let's see how it turns out, and let's check it out. Let's pilot this program. And then what we see is a bunch of unsuccessful projects of things that they're doing. Nothing really ever transpires to the top. But there is a whole lot of anti-police, let's defund this, let's defund that. A lot of rhetoric, more rhetoric, less action. So folks, I want to talk to you today about some of the things that the mayor there is saying about some of the crime that's going on and things that happened this weekend. But before we make any comments on that, I want you to hear exactly what Durham has to say about what's really going on. So without further ado, let's hear what they got to say.
I wanted to dig deeper into this to get some answers because, frankly, we are sick and tired of all the shooting going on. And, frankly, in the last 5...
And we are too. When we get back, we'll talk more about it. All right, folks, we are too. We're tired of all the shooting and all the killing and everything's going on. Our citizens do not, and should not ever be subject to the nonsense. You talk about you want to defund police, and Durham City Council is really 100% for that concept. They want to put social workers in the cars. They want to put mental health workers in the cars. Heck, if they keep putting people in the cars, there won't be no room for the police officers. But the reality is this. There are some things going on that we need to talk about. And let's look at the city's approach. And this is the result. This is the result of a deficient government. So, folks, let's talk about it when we get back. Let's watch this.
It's here over by Durham Police Headquarters. We've heard a number of gunshots. Durham's Mayor Steve Schewel and Raleigh activists agreed that this isn't about throwing cops to the beat. It's about root causes and an ever-widening wage gap.
We have people dying every day, shootings every day in this community.
The flashing lights seemed like they were everywhere Thursday night, from 2 in Raleigh to the most jarring here on Holloway Street in the Bull City that left 2 people dead.
But right now, people's lives are at stake.
Donald Hughes was handing out vaccine information en masse at this Juneteenth event at Forest Hills Park.
For folks who are, again, living through this violence in our communities, they don't want to hear that, oh, we have another pilot that we're trying. They want some tried and true solutions to the crime that's really ravaging our communities.
Every bullet tears a hole in our whole community.
Durham's Mayor Steve Schewel said he was sick over the gun violence as a whole. He said Durham County has funded 2 more violence interruption teams, civilians who help identify and intervene in gang-related conflicts before they intensify.
So think about what he just said. You've got a citizen who's sitting here talking about they got issue with anything that occurs because there's always this pilot program that they want to put out there. There's something new. There's something that's the latest, greatest, most innovative thing that they can come up with. Kind of like, let's put mental health workers into the police cars. Let's put social workers into police cars. Let's put counselors into police cars. And like I said earlier, if you put enough people in police cars, where are you going to put the police? What? That's right. You're going to put them where you have them now, in the back. You're going to let everybody else do the job. And this is why you're having problems in Durham, North Carolina today. So, folks, let's listen a little bit further what the mayor has to say. Because, folks, City Council Durham, the mayor, they own the problem. They own what's going on now. It belongs to them, nobody else.
The city has already funded teams to go into 4 different neighborhoods. The mayor said better gun laws are needed in addition to strong, well-trained police.
Good, strategic, strong policing so that when something like that happens as it did last night, we have good investigators out there, and we do. But all those things have to happen to reduce violent crime.
We know that there is
Now, folks,
to this to get some answers, because frankly,
think about it. What they're talking about now, we need more gun laws. More gun laws? No, we actually need to enforce the laws that we have. Gun laws won't fix anything. You have to enforce what you have. But before you can do that, you have to have a police force. You know, the mayor says, oh, we need a highly trained police force. Let me tell you something. They are a highly trained police force. Problem is we don't have highly trained city council members. We don't have highly trained leaders who understand the difference between criminal activity and the police force. Because what's happened in Durham, you've taken police and you've turned them into criminals, and you've taken the criminals and you made them into victims. Therefore, you end up with gunfight at the OK Corral. And this is okay with the city of Durham. So when they want to get out there and they want to talk about things and they want to really do things, just like the one gentleman said, you know, basically he's saying talk is cheap. You give us nothing. You give us these newfangled pilot programs and you sell us snake oil. You know, back in the day, you had these snake oil salesmen that were traveling over the Wild Wild West when everybody was shooting everybody. Well, and snake oil was the cure to everything from sickness to you name it. Well, folks, the city, the politicians are giving you snake oil. They're doing absolutely nothing to protect the city of Durham. And it's amazing that they come up with this intervention teams that we're going to go, what do they call that, violence interception teams, that we're going to go in there, we're going to talk to all these people who are shooting each other. And when are you going to do that? You're going to do that pretty much after the shooting is finished. Because I can assure you, there aren't anybody out there that you're going to be able to go out there and say, hey, you man over there likes you, let's stop this. We got to talk about this. Crime in the city of Durham is off the chain, folks. What you need is leadership. You got to have leadership. You need to get down to city council. You need to tell them what you need. You need to tell them what you want. You need to tell them you are sick and tired of the crime. You need to tell them to support your local law enforcement. You need to tell them to increase their budgets and not give to senseless programs, the feel good, the huggy programs. And then you've got what? You have another city council member, Mark Anthony Middleton, talking about let's pay those who've been in jail. Let's give them $500 a month because they've been in jail to get their life straight and get their life right. Well, you know, folks, there's enough jobs out there now that you don't have to pay those folks. Why don't you go find them a job? City needs help. Why don't you put them on a city payroll? If you want to do that much for them, put them on a city payroll where they get benefits. Give them a sense of belonging. Give them a sense of teamwork. Put them to work inside the city. There are jobs there. So, Mark, if you want to do something significant, to sit back and say, give them free money, how about allow them to have enough respect and dignity and pride in themselves that they don't sit back and wait for you to give them something free? Because I can assure you, most of them sat around and wanted probably to do something anyway, and those who wanted to get out and make a difference in their life would more or less appreciate a job more than they would that $500 check. Because if you're giving them $500, tell me where you're going to get to pay your rent. How are you going to turn your electric on with that? How are you going to pay all your bills with that? You can't. To even think that is absurd. So how about instead of giving them a check, put them to work. The city has a lot of jobs. And if you can't put them all in the city, reach out to some of the community and businesses that are willing to do that. That's what you got to do. So, folks, I'm here to tell you like it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You know, we got to go street safe again. We got to be right on the mark. We've got to look at folks as they stand. And you know what? We have great people out there. We have people who want to make a difference. People who can make a difference. Reach out to those people. Ask them for help. Get some experience. Take their experience. Take their leadership and put it with yours. And I say that to the politicians very sincerely, you might actually make a difference. You'll actually get things done. And that's just the way it is. And folks, thanks for stopping in. And I hope you have a great day. And again, you can always like this channel, subscribe to this channel, and share this channel. Feel free to do that.